Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, something that we don't usually talk about or think about in our coverage of fishing is how hot the inside of our cars get. We know it's important never to leave our kids in there with the windows up or our pets, because the temperature inside your car can get it can get boiling. It gets so hot. And as I got back in my car yesterday, I thought about this because I needed to make a call. I'd been in a store for quite a while getting groceries and so forth, and I come out, and my phone wouldn't work. I had a warning on there. It got too hot. Must cool down before you use it. And I'm thinking, wow, what about all my fishing tackle that I leave in the car? And I've always thought, that can't be good for it to be left in there with all that heat. Think of what that heat does. Well, one of the first things it'll do, if you have any plastic boxes in your car, it's going to warp them. They'll lose their shape, and you can't keep stuff in them. Everything will spill out. But what about what's left in them? If it's soft plastics, then that heat's going to affect what that plastics are made of. Some of them have softeners in them. Most of these soft plastic lures have scents that are injected into them. And when it gets that hot, they're going to start breaking apart in different ways. The plastic may start to melt or expand. The scents may become almost liquidy and start affecting everything in that box. And then the heat on the other components. If you have a spinnerbait, or if you have a jig with any of the living rubber on it. Living rubber, if you haven't or don't know what that is, it's like rubber bands. And it can be in strips that look like legs, or it can be in binders that tie your lure together. Well, that heat will start making that break down, and it will also cause your soft plastic lures to react with the rubber bandy stuff that I'm talking about, and it will break that down. So what you end up with is just a mess of tackle that in some cases it isn't even fit to use anymore. The other thing is, how does it affect your reels on your rods? The reels themselves have grease and oil, and when it gets so hot like that, it's got to affect how they're going to work, to be able to continue to serve you. And I've noticed differences that have taken place. And of course, your line. Line is made up of different chemicals. And monofilament line cannot and should not be subjected to direct sunlight. Well, boy, that direct sunlight it's not only making the car unbearably hot, but it penetrates through the windows, and it can really start breaking down the line. So it's a tip. It's a thought that I've never talked about before, but I really think if you value your tackle, you shouldn't leave it in the car in the summer. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.